Oh, you are. Hello, it's Tease. Good day. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. The weather has been really nice. It has. The last few days has been, well, some call it a heat wave. Well, here, I guess it wouldn't be considered a heat wave because this is quote unquote desert, but it's been about maybe 85. I want to say maybe 2 days ago, maybe 90, but it's been that type of heat, like 85, sunlight, warm, and I'm like, oh, I'll take it. I love it. I'm all for the sun, but hopefully your weather's nice, and if you are doing the heat wave, hopefully you're staying cool, you know. But I'm kind of like, right now I have like mixed feelings. Like I feel great. I feel like I'm saying no to the tension, but then I'm also, even though I'm fully aware that I'm living in a sick world, like I'm actually seeing it come to fruition, like right before my eyes. You know, it's one of those things like, oh, it's like how the Simpsons say, oh, tomorrow it's going to be Easter, and then here comes Easter. It's like for me, like, okay, I see the sickness of the world, but now it's coming in right before my eyes. So for instance, this is the time where they have the whole quote unquote debate thing, where you have two of the, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess they said that Trump and Biden, they're the two oldest presidents or two oldest candidates. So correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I'm not into politics, but I thought that's what I heard on the news. But basically, you have two old politicians / candidates setting up for a debate. And then, to me, I just feel like either way it goes, the last two, that's going to be, quote unquote, the last two. Like, it's going to be, who do you want to drive you to hell? In so many words. Because it's going to be, trust me, it's going to be some action on either side. But it's like, for me, I'm just more like, I'm living in a sick world because, and I don't want to just blame this on the Democrats, but with the Nancy Pelosi lady, I just heard her for like 2 seconds and I just had to storm out the room. But she was pretty much like, oh, I'm sad to report that there'll be an abortion ban. So, and then another politician before that, this had nothing to do with the debate, but she's a politician. She was like, Trump is going to take away women's right. You're right. You know, pretty much Trump is going to say all that, the rights that you got not too long ago, pretty much we're going to take that, we're going to reverse it. And I was just mind blown. My eyes was like, wow. When Nancy Pelosi said, oh, it's sad that you can't get an abortion, I'm thinking like, where am I, you know? And she was saying like, oh, you know, because I have children and I was this and that, everything was great. But she said, but that was my choice. So she's basically saying it's your choice to make your baby, but it's also your choice to get rid of your baby. And so to me, I'm just thinking like, there's so much wrong with that, because yes, it is your choice. It's your choice to get pregnant if you want to get pregnant. So that means that's the key word. Get pregnant if you want to get pregnant. If you know you do not want to be pregnant, then do everything you can to not get pregnant. You see, that's the problem. People don't do what they can. They don't do it responsibly. If they know what they come here for. And the quote unquote women's right is your right to, in so many words, your right to be a harlot. You know, and then she said, oh, it had nothing to do with abortion. It's about contraceptives. They're going to try to take away your contraceptive. And again, only if you're a harlot do you need a contraceptive. Then mind you, contraceptive is, oh, so I don't get pregnant. What are you doing that could get you pregnant out there? You see that? Are you harloting around? Are you dicking around? And the answer is F, yes. That's the problem. People want to be able to just be reckless. I want to be able to be the best whoremonger I can be, and I don't need you getting in my way. And again, for you, it's not a big deal. But if the whole world feels that way, that's probably why you look around. This is looking like pure sorcery. Literally, Nancy Pelosi feel that way, I feel that way, and if all of us say, well, we have the right to get pregnant and we have the right to clog up the lines at Planned Parenthood, like, what are we doing? And that's just in one department. Like, it gets worse. Like, if I'm looking like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm ready for this ride. And honestly, I don't even think I'm actually working on my rock now, the rock that I'm going to be living under when all this, and I'm just like, there's so much hell to break out, and I'm just, the only thing I can do is literally run for the hills, because I'm just like, I'm not ready for no parts of it. Because it's even the thought of it, or catching the wind of it, or just seeing it, or no, whatever it is, it's just the brewing of it, the cooking process of it. I am not liking what the rock is cooking. No, man's fact, I'm allergic. So I'm gonna politely dismiss myself, and I'm just like, because this road is going down a sick, nasty, slippery slope. And what makes it even more sick, everybody's okay with that's what they want. Everybody's all for the recklessness. I'm telling you, recklessness is and will blow up in your face. Yeah, but I just found that very mind-blowing, because she wasn't the only one that said like, it's sad that I can't, women don't. Oh, here's another thing too, before I continue to babble about women's rights. Another guy was basically saying the world was great when women didn't have, like, the world was great and women were more cherished and they were more respectable when they didn't have rights. And I know from the outside looking in, it just sounds crazy the way it said. Like, you mean to tell me when I don't have rights or when I'm on a leash, the world's a better place? And honestly, that's where rules and regulations come in. I see why there's rules. Literally learning how the world works and learning, literally taking every individual people and dividing it by 1 billion, then it's like, that makes a lot of sense why there have to be law and order. Because even simply watching a like a high pursuit chase with police officers chasing down, like doing like high intensity road chases, like if they're getting shot at, there's deadly car accidents, there's damage, like pretty much all it goes down in these car chases. So during this, just by, you know, blowing through traffic with them, then you'll think like, oh, this is why it's important for the cars to move. You get out of my eye. I need the road. When I have these sirens on, I need the road. That's the message. So I'm thinking like, okay, that makes sense. So as the world goes round and as we're supposed to do our parts, then it's like there needs to be law and order. Cause like I said, if there's total chaos and total recklessness amongst millions and billions of people, then it's like, let's say for instance, we'll just say for instance, oh, we all don't wash our hands. Simply, and I don't even think that's against the law, and it's probably not, because I'm sure everybody's guilty of it. So we all not washing our hands, and we're cool. Oh, we all not washing our hands. But then now we all have like some quote unquote mysterious disease, you know, and nobody knows where it's coming from. But then once you actually get to the root cause, it's like we're fighting for the right to have filthy hands so I can get you sick. You know, it just, and that's just me just making it just very small. But there's so much, there's so much wrong with that. Even. This is just talking about the men and the women, and then it's like you have these two oldest politicians in history, and then it's like going up against each other. And to me, I feel like it's the end of the road on either side, you know, because you have one side that's literally effing up the world and effing up the country as you speak, and then you have another one that's he's too relatable to the wrong people, if I can make that short and sweet. And I'm not saying he's not likable, I'm not saying he's not entertainable, but it's like, remember when I said like there's too many of us, we're too reckless, there's too many reckless people on his side, on the Trump side, so to speak. And even if it is, or we're just guilty of drinking and driving or flipping tables, but it's like, the problem is everybody is doing it. Like with the Trump part, everybody agrees with him. Everybody say, oh, he's a criminal, he's this and that. And he's relating to America, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's so popular. All of this wild stuff that they say he's guilty of, everybody else is guilty of it. I'm telling y'all, we're living in a really, really sick world. And I'm just like, oh God. What I saw, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is definitely the end days. I mean, I don't feel nervous for myself. I'm nervous for you all, but it's like, if you choose the toe tag, and then like, what, you know, I hope all are safe. Yeah. Oh man, I don't even know where to go with this. Like, geez, so women's rights. Oh my gosh. That's not your choice. Everybody, her choice. Like, your choice to get pregnant, and then your choice to get rid of. Like, that's just a sick message. I'm telling you, we are living in a sick world. I'm sad I'm sorry you can't get rid of your baby. Now, like I said, this had nothing to do with health problems. A lot of people want to argue, and they want to go back to the case. I don't know if it was like 20, 30 years ago, but whatever it was, whoever started the whole quote-unquote medical abortion thing, because this is an emergency. Oh, what about the young lady who was sexually assaulted and had to get, oh, she's denied her right. We're talking about you, the one who chose to get pregnant and then you chose to get rid of it. That's who we're talking. We're not talking about the ones who were sick or you and the baby might go on the table. No, this has nothing to do with quote unquote medical issues, and that's nothing to do with. They're gonna call it a medical problem or a medical situation. I mean, it's medical, but it's like they're making it seem like, oh, this is medical care. This is care. I'm caring for my body. I can promise you, and like I said, I don't want to be the one stepping on anybody's toes who's guilty of this or on their way to doing this. I can promise you there's nothing healthy about ripping a fetus out of your uterus. I've heard a lot of horror stories, and if you ask me from the inside or the outside looking in, I would say it's not worth it. Don't do it. It's not worth I don't even know how to word it. It's not worth... I don't even know what to call it. What do I call it? Total treachery? Because it's like, it's not worth even the thought, the memory, and then it's not worth the science behind. It's literally real science that goes behind. For instance, if I ripped the baby out of your uterus, you don't know what happens after, beyond that. That's basically a whole nother ball game, a whole nother essay. Like I said, there's a whole nother profession behind after your procedure. Then that means I have to go on to step 2, and then maybe to step 2 through 1,000. There's so many and so much that you can do with those parts. Hell, even a regular old childbirth. Oh, I just had my baby, and they're keeping your parts. Or you get a toothache, or you maybe get your tonsils removed. They keep those parts, and they don't keep it. Let me get rid of this for you, because that goes against medical misinformation. Let me get rid of it. No, they utilize those parts. So you lose a limb, and you'll think like, oh well, why would they want that? That was an old rotten foot. They utilize those parts. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I just don't want anyone to get caught up into a web. You think that you've arrived. Oh, this is a new day and age. I can be reckless. Everybody think it's, oh yeah, party over here. Everybody's caught up in the party, and you don't realize you are taking the bullet train straight to hell. You see what I'm saying? But they're gonna butter it up with Trump. You won't notice it, but Trump, because he's gonna make it entertaining. Honestly, if you ask me, even though I'm not into politics, if you ask me who I would want to drive me hell, I would be okay with Trump driving me there. I really would. Because I don't like this trip that Biden put me. I don't like this one at all. Man, you get me off this ride, man. I'm the one that's pissed. Like, get me off this ride. Yeah. I don't like this trip now. That's why I'm thinking like, let's go to what's the name of Trump's theme park? I don't know. Trump Towers. Let's go there. Oh gosh, but I don't know. We're in trouble either way. That's why I say it is. One thing I can do is finish building my rock that I'm going under, and then just watch from the mountains or the outfields. I'll watch. I'll catch you on a mixtape or something. I'm just like, oh, I don't even know what to say. I'm so mind blown. I'm just like, wow. And people really are stuck under that spell, and they really think this is a new day. They think they've arrived. They think everything's sweet over there. They just don't know. You just don't know what's in store for you. Everybody think shit's sweet, or you don't see the monster in the room, or maybe you do see it. You're ignoring it. You like it. You like the chaos. Yeah, I think that was it as far as that. Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting when you actually open your eyes and see things for what it is and not for what you wanted to do. That's another thing too. If you take yourself out of the take yourself out the situation. Like, okay, for instance, I want, even for women's choice, I want women to have their choice. Take my opinion out of it, and then see it on the other end. See other points of views, because you will let you tell that you're right. Maybe you need to see and go start look at the part that's wrong. Since right is wrong and wrong is right, you do the opposite too. If your right is right, then go look to the people who you say are wrong, like to Trump. Oh, Trump is this and that. Sit down and listen to what he's saying, and maybe see if you can understand what he's saying. You see what I'm saying? Because even though I'm right, I'm still, and I don't want to say I'm always right, but even though I am going to say that for the most part I'm always right, and on time I'm not right is when you're wrong, or when I'm okay with being right. But not to toot my own horn, I am pretty much right all the time. But I'm still willing, I'm still willing to listen to you. If I'm like, hey, no, you're wrong. 1 + 1 is 2, and if you tell me it's 3, then I'll listen to you. I'm like, how the hell is it 3? And then once you explain, maybe I'll say, oh, that makes sense, or I'll say no because it's 2. See what I'm saying? I will be willing to listen, and perhaps that's what we need to do too. Shut up, and open your ears. Be open to information. Be open to what goes against your grain, because I can promise you, most of the time you're probably not right. Your opinion's not right, and who taught you and learned you definitely lying to you and leading you astray, especially these days. Because right now, when I say history's flying out the window, that's why I want to say after Trump or Biden, it is going to be a whole new ballgame, because it's like this is literally, we've reached the end of this rope. It's literally a brick wall. Like, we're literally kissing the brick wall in the mouth. So we're just waiting for the splash now, splatter or whatever. So it's like, yeah. But I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. And I want to say that's it as far as the updates. Yeah, and the weather. And like I say, you honestly try to stay cool, because even with here, it's so weird too. And I don't know if it's the way that the buildings are made, but you'll get some buildings where I'll be in the building. Mind you, it'll be like 80, 90 outside. You'll think, oh, it's so hot out. You get inside and it's cold. And it's not from the AC. It's like you just feel a cool breeze. So I don't know if it just gets cool after a certain time, or once the sun goes down, then it's just cool, because maybe that's desert behavior. But they say other places people are literally, and this couple, so I don't know if they were hot, they were like in a hot car or something, but I guess they literally I don't know if you call it heat stroke, or if you literally, you die from being too hot in the house. So wherever they were, who's getting hit with a heat wave, whoever getting hit with a heat wave right now, it's basically a couple was found dead at home from a heat wave. You know, then there's been cases where people freeze to death. But I'm thinking like here, like, I don't know, we're in some interesting times. Like everything is historic right now too. So it's like you might want to stick around for what's really going on and don't get so caught up into the hype. You know what I'm saying? Oh, everybody look over here. You know, to try to look the opposite. You know, cause the whole hey, everybody do this, and then that's called the flock. And then the flock is obviously getting set up for something. Cause I can promise you, anywhere or anything that the majority is doing or going, and you might want to avoid it, because that's how you take out. You could take out the flock like that. Everybody over here on the right side, and then that's when the right side's, you know, hell to pay. Right side has hell to pay. But yes, I want to say that's it. I think that's it. I'm gonna probably just do updates every now and again. Like I'm not. I may report on what I see. I may not. I see a lot of interesting things, especially on the road. So I'm just thinking, yeah, this is a whole new era. I see it, and I'm just like, I don't want to be too triggered by it. So I'm like, it's best for me to just back all the way up and get out the way. I've always been like that though. The less people, the better. And they can be out the way. All right, yeah. But if I have another update, or if I happen to run into anything else or anything I can catch on footage, perhaps I will. All right. I think that's it. Yeah, I want to say that's it. Yeah. All right. It's like a small sound of silence. Like, oh my goodness. It kind of makes me like get into a trance. When I hear quiet, even if it's for 10 seconds, I'm like, oh my gosh. Because not every day you hear quiet. Especially here. All right, anyway, be well, be safe.